with the closing of the borders in Trinidad and Tobago, a number of people are probably concerned what's going to be happening with their tickets, right? The tickets that they have holding on airlines like Caribbean Airlines. So we do have on the line head of communications at Caribbean Airlines, Dion Legore. Good morning, Dion.
Hi, good morning, Lisa. And good morning to your co-host.
Good morning.
And good morning to Trinidad and Tobago and whoever else is listening in the world.
Yes. So you might have heard my first question that I just put out there. What's happening with persons who have had their tickets on hold now, because obviously they can't travel for the near future, in the near future?
Well, you use the right term. The tickets are in fact on hold, and well, they're on hold until further notice. But the good thing about tickets is that the tickets are good for 1 year after the date that the ticket is issued.
Right.
So that persons need not worry. A message was sent to all of our customers advising them of same regarding the tickets. So, for example, of course, we are aware that all of this is as a result of border closures, as you mentioned.
Right.
And persons who have bookings that are affected by same, there is no need to do anything. There is no need to contact the call centers because the bookings will be automatically canceled. So once it is announced that international services can resume, then they can reach out to us to make contact regarding rebooking, and the matters will be dealt with at that time.
So my question there, Dion, is go on.
Yeah. What is useful to note is that if persons are so inclined to cancel, there is an option online, but that is for a particular window of time.
Right.
But that's why I'm reiterating the point that the bookings will be automatically canceled. So there is no need for persons to take further action until such time that they may be wanting to rebook or they're ready to travel, recognizing that tickets are valid for 1 year after the date of issue of the ticket.
So let me clarify another point. So it's valid for 1 year from the date of issue, but now with the complete lockdown of the borders, what happens when the borders reopen? If you have a ticket that would have expired, let's say in May, and the borders are reopened in June, I'm just using a hypothesis here. What happens in that case? Is it that you get back a certain amount of time, or is it that you have to come back to the population with a response on that?
Well, the thing is, the safer thing would be to come back with a response, because what is happening is that the governing body for airlines worldwide are looking at a number of scenarios. As it stands now, there are rules which apply. So Caribbean Airlines, for example, we are waiving your date change fees. Now, there are date change fees, but there are also fare categories.
Yeah.
And there is a difference with a date change versus a fare category. So, for example, if you are holding an economy ticket, for instance, I'm going to use an extreme example to make the point. And let us say at the time of booking, or rather rebooking, what is available is, let's say, a business class ticket. What will be waived is the date change fee. But if you decide to move from, let's say, an economy type ticket to a business type ticket, there will be a fare difference.
Yes.
Even within the economy fares, if I take it down, there are different fare categories within the economy fare.
Yes.
So if you're moving from one type of economy fare to the same economy fare, even within that there are differences. The fare differences may apply, but the date change does not apply. That will be waived.
Yeah. Now, I know some people would be looking on and saying, but we would have had no control. We were prepared to fly. This was circumstances beyond our control. So why would I have to pay a fare change fee? You know, I don't know if you could respond to that right now, but that would be the immediate question, I'm
Well,
sure.
a fare change fee would, let's say, only be reasonable because, for example, if someone changed from an economy fare to a business class fare, there would be an expectation.
Right, but within the same economy cab, of course we know there are differences in fares, right? I think people know that.
Yes.
But the fact that this was not voluntary, it was involuntary.
There are still different categories of fares within the economy cabin.
Right. Okay, so
and those things would have to be very carefully looked at, and this is why my first point was that the international governing body, there are certain elements that are being reviewed because many variables with this situation are unprecedented. So things are being reviewed at this time, but there are fair rules which apply.
Yes.
And those, for now, that's what the guide is. And this is the guide for most airlines.
Yeah. Dion, before I let you go, one quick question. A number of international airlines have started to email their customers, letting them know that their status or their loyalty programs have been extended to whether it's a 6 months or a year. I know that Caribbean Airlines has its Club Caribbean and its various categories of membership. Is this something that's happening with Caribbean Airlines as well?
Absolutely. The email for our club members went out yesterday around 9 a.m.
Okay.
I can tell you that, and I'm glad you mentioned that because they were written to indicating that these are times of uncertainty, and we, of course, assured our customers that there will be an extension, and I may take the opportunity to say persons holding club membership. So, for example, they have the use of the lounges and so on. But if somebody enrolled or renewed their club membership between, let's say, the 1st of March 2019, and here the extent of the time, if they enrolled or renewed between the 1st of March 2019 and the 31st of March 2020, the membership is being extended in the first instance for an additional 4 months.
Okay.
And the digital cards will be emailed to persons.
All right. Well,
there is a redeposit waiver. There's extension of the tier status. There's also an extension of miles.
Okay.
So we do have things in place for loyalty, and that was sent out to our customers.
All right, Dion. I'm going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for joining us to give us an update with regard to what's happening with Caribbean Airlines. That's Dion Ligor, the head of communications at Caribbean Airlines. And, of course, persons are thinking, well, the borders are closed now, and, what's going to be happening with my refunds. It's very hard to get on the lines to any airline now or any hotel chain or so.
Yeah, because there'd be thousands or around the world, millions of people.
Everyone's calling.
Yeah,
so, it's good that we can have Dion to clear that up.